It's Sunday. Perfect day of the week to discuss hell and the devil, isn't it? Hey, I used to learn all about that crap while I was in Sunday school years ago. I used to scare the hell out of us about hell. I believe in hell in a metaphorical way. Now, these are just my thoughts. I'm not trying to dictate what's good and what's evil to anybody, nor am I trying to obscure people's beliefs. Your beliefs are yours, mine are mine, and I'm just sharing my thoughts and ideas on this, which I do to try to inspire people and discuss subjects that I feel important and try to add something to it. But I have to go pretty quickly because I have a lot to discuss and I have only 10 minutes to do it in. Now, I look at the devil as a metaphor. This is God the same way. I've always felt the light and I feel a connection to the light, but I never really knew intellectually what it was, and I'm fine with that. It's a mystery, and that's fine. Some people say, no, it's not a mystery at all. Well, okay, and I'll listen, but it never quite adds up for me. It's my opinion. God is a symbol, a humanization of the light. We call it the Holy Father. And then the forces of evil becomes the devil. He was an angel, was cast out of heaven and down into hell, and he tries to spite God by trying to lure you down into hell, and, okay, well, it all kind of adds up, Now, in my opinion, these are metaphors of actual forces that do exist. And I would say we all feel them, but maybe not everyone does. But for anyone who is spiritual, you can feel these forces, and they are very real. And you see how they impact the world around you. Anyway, but everyone's the good guy, right? No one thinks they're the bad guy. Someone robs a bank, those friggin' dirty thieves, and they held up those poor bankers, and might have traumatized someone. That's terrible. They should not have done that. What scum. And yet, what if you did it? What if you robbed a bank or were involved in a bank robbery? That would be all different, right? You'd have your reasons. You'd have your excuses. It's always different when you do it. I don't just mean you, I mean me. And I'm aware of that. I hold myself to what I see is wrong around me for that reason. Because when you do it, you have your reasons. And of course, everyone has their reasons. They're not always good reasons, and they're usually not, but they're reasons. Why care? Why give a damn? Why not just put on rose-colored glasses and only see the positive in the light, while the devil molests children behind your back? Well, that would be the reason. That's why I cannot focus on just the positive. I have to look at the negative and the dark side of life, or this life. Hopefully, it'd be nice if it was just this world, but I don't know. Anyway, as long as we're here, we've got good and we've got evil. And some people care a great deal about that, and some don't give a damn, and others just want to have their head in the clouds, and that's fine. I mean, I'm subscribed to people who are very positive and always only positive, and that's fine. They uplift me, they inspire me. Sometimes that's good, that's very good. And I'll subscribe to people like that, and I'm also subscribed to people who discuss negative things and the down negative side of everything. I don't always agree with these people, but any kind of honest discussion on these important subjects are interesting for me, and I'll listen. And it's all good. We need the light, obviously, but the dark is a problem, and so we need to address that. Now, why bite the hand that feeds you? Some people do. They spite God, so to speak, and they go the way of the devil instead, to spite them. Biting the hand that feeds you is like the dumbest thing you can do. And, I'm not too overly afraid of insulting Satanists. No offense intended. Supposedly Satanism is not serious. It's just a mockery of Christianity that people spend a lot of their spare time involved in. That makes a lot of sense. Even if people don't believe that these metaphors have any real power behind them, they're kidding themselves. They do. They're symbols, but they're symbols of things that come. The power comes with the symbol, whether you're aware of it or not. But people can't look the devil in the eye, even his own followers. People that carry out horrible acts cannot look him in the eye. Like they're in denial. You can read, there's all these books, the people have done interviews with all these psychotics, and they'll back up, and they'll back up. First of all, they say they didn't do it. Once it's established they did do it and they can't lie about it, they'll say, Well, I didn't want to. I had no choice because, and then once that's established as a lie, they'll say, well, she had it coming, because blah, blah, blah. And once that's established as a lie, they'll come up with something else. I mean, and they'll be, oh, when I was a little boy, I was beat up by my old man and blah, 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 the sob story. I mean, there are people who go through hell and they turn out all right. And there are people who go through hell and turn out monsters. A sob story does not excuse everything you do. Whatever happened to you as a child, I know some people have it a lot harder than others. But when you're an adult, you're responsible for your own decisions. You're in control of your own mind. There's no excuse. And you can't even blame the devil because he's a metaphor, in my opinion. Any contract you sign with the devil, it's a metaphor. What's happened is the devil's offered his hand and you've taken it, so to speak. And he's grabbed hold and he's not going to let go. You have to pull your hand away. The thing is that people who think they're on the road to hell don't want help. They don't want to repent or whatever. They just want to be on the road to hell. Maybe it's guilt, what I call guilt karma. Maybe deep down inside they feel very guilty for things they've done and they feel they deserve to go to hell. But you know what? Call me crazy. I don't wish that on anyone. I don't wish damnation on anyone. I don't care what you've done. It does not please me in my heart to think of anyone in damnation. No one. People do horrible things and they should be taken away from society because they're too dangerous to be in society. That's my belief. Prison should be there to keep dangerous people away from society, not there to punish them because that doesn't do anything. I don't believe in punishment. I believe in protection and psychological treatment for these people so that maybe they might be given a second chance. That's my view on it, okay? So, no, I don't believe in damnation as such. I think you damn yourself. And there is such a thing as genetic memory. Some people who do evil, sick things and may not always know why, it's because it runs in the family. And as again, I've gone different times. Carl Jung, his collective unconsciousness theory, and that's part of that, is the genetic memory. That if you don't, well, I mean, you can remember things that in theory, that your relatives have done in their lifetimes, but also their feelings and their thoughts can come up into you through your subconscious mind, and you can actually carry these things out. However, there are people who come from psychotic backgrounds, psychotic family, who are some of the nicest and most honest and real people you'd ever meet. So, you can always break the chain, but that's a part of it as well. Some people end up, kind of screwed up from the beginning is bad circumstance as well. So I'm not trying to say that there's just good and bad people, but, there are factors that do go into what direction people head into. There is such a thing as what I call normal evil behavior, the suppression of innocence. This is going to have to be a two-parter because I'm never going to do this in 10 minutes. But suppression of innocence is an important thing that ties into what I think evil actually is. And there is something in people that they want to kill the innocence. I mean, most of us will see a young child, big blue eyes, and we think, well, that's great. That's light. That's good for the world. And some people look at that and they want to kill that innocence. Why is that? It's personal. There's something inside of them. They cannot stand the state of their own inner child, you see. Their own inner child is in such a horrible state of agony, they can't face it. Or they feel they can't face it. These people will talk about strength, by the way, and yet they can't face their demons. They put it out on other people. So you become the villain, right? You become their victim. It's all internal. It's internal conflict made external. Okay, to be continued.